just get started, this must be a pretty exciting night for everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
This is our first time back to Winnipeg since we filmed the movie, so it's really exciting to be back where we shot it. So
Good
it's
to
kind of
see
fitting.
all our old friends again.
Excellent.
And it's opening night. It's I think it's the first time that it's been seen in Canada,
This is
right?
the Canadian
Premiere, Canadian
Official,
premiere.
like, released
Wow.
premiere.
So
director's
that's
cut.
exciting, and there seems to be kind of a buzz. Everybody seems to be kind of excited, and we're happy.
So have any of you seen the film yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And what do you think?
It's
2 thumbs up.
it's
We're very
great.
proud of it.
We're very proud of it. It's I call it it's dark. It's a psychological horror story. You know,
Yeah.
it was made by Xavier Jens, who's a little cute little man. Looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
But his mind is like wicked. You know, I mean, he's
Wow.
out there, and this
Pillsbury
movie
Doughboy
is
gone
like
wrong.
really
Yeah,
out
you
there,
never expect-
and it's
yeah.
really dark. It's kind of like what happens to mankind when things get bad,
Yeah.
and people kind of like lose their humanity in bad situations. So it's a kind of a tough movie to watch, but I think it's an important movie, and there's a lot of great performances. Michael and she is very good.
Abby's
These
from
two are
Abby,
very
Abby
good.
rocks it.
Abby rocks it.
Excellent.
She's only about this tall in it, though.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm very
Winnipeg
short.
She's grown a lot since we did the movie in
So-
18 months.
Wow. So with some really heavy material to do, like you yourself have been through some movies where there's some heavy stuff going on.
Yeah.
In the type of environment. Abby, though, this must be pretty. Was it a tough experience for you to kind of get your head around what's all going on?
In a way, yes. In a way, no. Once you get into it, you get into your character, and it's very easy just to go through it. In one scene, I have to cry and scream and panic, and first 2 shots, I was like, okay, not so good. And then after that, I just started like bawling my eyes out and screaming my head off, and it was, it's so much fun once you get into it and you get out of it. It's like, oh, that was fun.
Abby was the most professional actor on this set.
Without a doubt.
Wow.
You know, she could get it in 2 takes, maybe 3. She said on the 4th take, it's perfect. It
Yeah.
takes me like 50 takes to get a good shot.
Wow.
You and Billy Friedkin
Yeah.
get along
So
well.
what are you doing right then? And obviously you must have taught these guys. So.
Yeah, I
we
taught them
learned a lot.
everything they know. Everything they
everything.
know.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I know that you were filming for about 31 days
Yep.
in the soundstage.
Yep.
What was that like? Because you're in an enclosed environment. Did you feel kind of the claustrophobia of the situation? Did that help?
Yeah, and the
develop
material
characters?
is so dark also, you know. And Xavier Jens, who directed it, gave us an opportunity to kind of do improvisations and to kind of, we have a writer, Aaron Sheen, he's walking around here someplace. He was on the set too. And we would write scenes, and if Xavier liked them, he would put them in the movie. And sometimes those scenes would supersede other actors' scenes, and so there was sometimes tensions on the set, between actors because everybody wants their stage time, and so there was a lot of tension on the set. It was dark, and it was dirty and smelly, and it was. But we all stayed in it, because. Knowing Michael, if I know Michael, he probably didn't shower or shave or do anything like that the entire time.
I slept on set.
Yeah,
You know, I'd go back to the hotel and then I'd get in a cab and go back to
And
set.
you want to
sleep there.
stay in the set because it was so oppressive because it helps you as an actor.
Yeah.
And so instead of going out to the trailers, like nobody ever used the trailers. Nobody was ever out in the trailers, on the cell phone. Everybody kind of stayed in the set and sat and watched and hunkered down and ate beans.
We used the toilets
Disgusting
on the
beans.
set, and they weren't even real. They were
Wow.
prop toilets, and we were using them.
Method acting.
You know,
Really
that's
method.
how stinky and bad it got in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the improv nature of some of the filming and whatnot. I've also heard that it was filmed kind of chronologically.
Was.
Which is kind of rare.
It's not only rare. I mean, for me, I've been acting for 35 years,
Yeah.
and I have never, ever shot anything chronologically before, and I don't think I ever will. And we did this so guys, like all of us, our beards would grow out at a certain rate, but it was interesting because as we shot, things would change, and sometimes somebody would do an improvisation that would change and move the script in a certain direction, or characters in a certain direction,
Or relationships.
or relationships in a certain direction. And I like to say that, like, in the beginning of the shooting of the movie, like, I was like the heavy. And you'll see at the beginning that, like, I was the heavy, and I was the heavy all the way through the movie, and, you know, and then as we kind of worked on the characters and improv the characters and gave me a backstory, I became a little bit more sympathetic. And Michael, for whatever reasons, he's kind of crazy and gets crazier and gets crazier, becomes somebody that the audience, I think, is a little bit more of the antagonist. So it turns out, like, when everybody else is losing their humanity, my character, who didn't have his humanity in the first place, kind of finds his humanity at the end of the movie, which was really nice for me. It was a change. I didn't expect it to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen until, you know, we were halfway through making the movie. So from an acting experience, it was just wild to, like, not know where we're going.
Yeah.
You know, you hear writers talk about, like, well, I'm writing a character and it just goes and I don't know where it's going to take me. And I never really have believed that until this process. And this process made me understand that, like, we never really knew where we were going exactly from day to day.
Yeah.
Because somebody would do a scene, or write a scene, and Xavier would shoot it, and it would take the story off in a different direction, and it would split characters, and it was fun. It was really an actor's dream to work on. I had more fun and working with Michael and everybody on the show. It was just fantastic.
And, you know, and most likely won't happen again.
Never.
You know,
Never.
an
Never had
experience
an
like this.
experience even close to that.
You know.
So maybe you two can just talk about your character development too, in that kind of scenario where it is chronological. Did that help you as an actor?
I think it helps everyone in a way. You know, like Michael said, you know, there's things that developed on set that you couldn't pre-plan.
Yeah.
You know, and when those things were happening, the best thing you could do as an actor was just step away and let them happen.
Yeah.
You know, whether you like the direction the other characters were going in or not, or even your own character, you just step back and let it happen, because the movie is kind of a live entity on its own, and it just grew and things were happening, and you just had to sit back and watch and go along with the ride. And as Michael said, you know, his character, which he didn't pre-plan, he found his humanity. Whereas Bobby, my character, I think he found his sexual eroticness, which I didn't pre-plan. I didn't know that was going to happen. But, you know, and then Abby,
She gets
Well,
What
tell
did
us about
you?
how did your character change throughout the film?
My character really did not change at all. Well, it did in a way, kind of the way I portrayed it, but otherwise not really. My character was the more scripted, innocent character of the play that was trying to keep everyone sane at the beginning, but once I get abducted, my mom goes nuts, Rosanna Arquette, she goes nuts, and then everybody just starts to follow, and it starts to fall
but
apart
then
after that.
later, you know, then
Yeah.
your character changes,
Yeah, well, that is true.
right?
Yeah.
Now, since you're the Winnipeg actor here, and you've got some visiting actors, did you show these two around? Did you tell them where to go?
Abby
What's
took
some
us
of
to the
good-
nightclubs, the bars.
Everywhere.
Wow, what
Yeah.
an ambassador!
Abby's the star tonight. She's the celebrity here in Winnipeg. So
Absolutely.
we're just following her all night. We're riding her coattails right here. Here's me and Michael. And we're like, Abby, show us the way. All right, this is your town. So, you know. But
How does that feel, Abby?
Different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, were you able to spend any time in Winnipeg at all? Like, to actually go out and see part of the town? Do you have kind of memories?
Yeah. I mean, I've got great memories of it, because it was, first of all, it was such a great filming experience for us as actors. We had so much freedom. I think that we all felt that we were working on a movie that was interesting and fun, and that people would want to watch. And so that right there really kind of makes it. Everybody was passionate about making the movie. And so we started shooting. It was spring, and it was about the time that you guys come out from hibernation, I think. And you guys were like starting to hit the bars and the restaurants, and you're outdoors in the parks, and I mean, town was like bustling.
Yeah.
And everybody had a smile on their face. And I know this sounds cliche, but it's true. And I've been working in different cities in Canada all my life, but the Canadian people are the nicest people in the world. and I don't know
It's
why.
only a cliche, but it's not true, and it's true.
It's true. It's true. You know, the Canadian people are the nicest people that I've ever been around. When I can generalize, you know, a country, and so I had a wonderful time. Yeah.
Well,
I went to baseball games.
Oh,
and, you
cool.
know,
That's
all that
excellent.
sort of stuff. You know.
Well, speaking of the people, tell me about working with the local crew here too. How was that? How were they kind of? I assume obviously
We had a
professional.
fabulous crew.
Yeah.
Some of them are here tonight, and we're all being reunited, and everybody, you know, worked their butts off on this film. You know, it was a hard shoot, and you know, I can't speak for everyone, but you know, I love the crew, and you get so close together while you're making a film, and
The
they become your family in a way.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to interrupt, Michael, but the crew itself also, they really had to stay in that environment too. They don't really get to leave and go out and make telephone calls or go out to their trailer. Like I said, we didn't really do much of that either, but they have to sit in that stench of that set. And you know, I've always admired film crews. You know, whether you're a makeup person or you're a wardrobe person or you're a camera person, everybody is so like dedicated to their job. You know,
Yeah.
you would think like, you know, it's wardrobe, okay, you know, put it on, let's move on. But you know, they're wait, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody is so dedicated. All film crews really across the world. It's an amazing group of people that really find what they do, which would be like wardrobe or like I said, makeup, like the most important thing in the movie. And it's like I've heard stuntmen say, "Oh yeah, Michael, yeah, he does my dialogue for me." I mean, you know, it's that kind of attitude, you know. Their thing is the most important. So we had a great crew here. We had some French crew because Xavier directed it. His first AD was on the show, and the cinematographer was on the show. And what was the name of our set designer?
Tony Noble.
Tony Noble. And so we had a mix of French, American, and Canadians.
Producers are from Germany.
We had a kid from Paris, but originally
Ivan?
Ivan, yeah.
I'm an Argentinian actor who lives in Paris. Our writer's Australian who lives in Berlin. Everybody was from everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, and we all met in Winnipeg and made this really messed up movie that we're going to watch tonight, and we're just hoping that everyone gets a kick out of it.
So, well, on that kind of theme, tell me why people should watch this. Abby, what are people going to get out of this?
I hope they get out of this would be to really feel what, because this movie is pretty much what would happen if this happened to you. This is the state you would go into, and if this happened to you, that is what you would do. So if you can find how lucky you are not to be able to be in that situation is what you should take out of it.
So you want people to feel grateful for their lives,
Yeah.
because if this happened, it would be really bad, right?
As you can tell from the movie.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen the trailers and stuff. It looks pretty incredible. And is there a favorite moment from your time in Manitoba? Abby, I know you probably have tons since you're from here, but from visiting Manitoba, was there a favorite time either on set or just out and about?
I think my favorite time on this set was a day that we were working where he had me in a headlock and was holding me down, and Milo Ventimiglia, who's also does a great transformation in the movie. Wonderful actor. He's just great actor. As a matter of fact, I've worked with a lot of actors over the years. I was in Tombstone and so on and so forth. And I think across the board, like this is like the ensemble cast is the best cast I've ever worked with. Now, like in Tombstone, you have like Billy Bob Thornton and so on and so forth. He didn't really get to show what he could really do, you know, in that movie. But everybody in this movie, I don't think there's a false moment in the entire movie. And I'm very proud of the acting ensemble. I think more than anything else, I'm really proud of the acting ensemble. And there was a part in the movie, we shot it all day long. He was holding me down, and Milo was beating me, slapping me, trying to get information out of me. I was trying to headbutt him. I mean, it was just a kind of a crazy day of make believe, you know, and that's what we do as actors is we make believe, and we were making believe like in a really intense moment, you know, and I think that we all really felt it, you know, and the script kind of, the set kind of fell apart that day, and people started screaming at each other out of character.
You walk onto set and everybody be yelling at each other, and you'd be like,
yeah, it got really, really crazy. But to me, that's like the passion of everybody, you know, of playing it, and everybody was like way up here, you know. The thing that I like about movies is I like movies that play up here, you know, not like, and there's nothing wrong with like, you know, slice of life, romantic comedy, you know, all that stuff is wonderful. Comedies, all that stuff is wonderful. But I like movies that play up here, that are intense, and that's why I guess I'm in the Terminator and Aliens and The Abyss. That's why I get all these roles. Is I like that intensity, you know. And this movie is intense. It's difficult to watch, but it's like a psychological nightmare, you know, and it's difficult to watch, but it's beautiful to watch because it's filmed so beautifully and the music is so beautiful.
Wow.
But that was my favorite favorite time in Manitoba.
Excellent. Yourself?
Other than work and being on set, because I agree, my favorite moment on set would have been the same story that Michael just told. As far as times in Winnipeg, I remember hanging around outside the Fort Garry with my castmates, and we have a lot of great moments just talking and hanging out there. But then we discovered Osborne Village, and we kind of took that place over on our days off too, and so
constantly heard about it next day on set.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it.
Osborne Village was a highlight for me. When we found that, we were like, all right, we found our neighborhood to hang out in. And by the end of the film, we look very strange, and so we're walking around town with like, you know, shaved heads. And
You know, people always say to me, like, when they're working, is it hard, like, as an actor to like if you're playing a bad guy or something, like to like leave the character on the set and walk away from it? And I'm always like, no, I'm an actor, you know, I do my job and then I leave, you know. But on this show, you know, I would go back to the hotel and there would be Michael and Milo and Ivan, and we would sit and talk and scheme about the next day's work and spend a couple hours. It seemed like every night. It was like you'd go down. Who's down here? Okay, there's Milo. There's Michael. Hey, what's up? What are you guys talking about? Still working. We just, you know, it was a really, for me, and I've been doing this for 35 years. It's, you know, from an ensemble, you know, working with Michael and Milo and Rosanna Arquette, who does like an incredible job in the movie, and this little one here was really just very, very satisfying for me. Really extremely satisfying for me as an actor. And you know, I've been doing it a long time, and it really was very fulfilling.
Right on. Excellent. Well, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Thank you so much for chatting with me. All the best with the movie, and it's in theaters everywhere tomorrow, right?
yes, yeah.
Excellent. So people,
January 20th, tomorrow it opens up all over Canada.
excellent. So people will go and see that and be taken
prepared.
in. Be prepared.
Yes.
Psychological
Yes.
horror story. Okay?
Okay.
Be prepared.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you. Abby, way to go. Congratulations.
So nice meeting you.